It's no secret that the stock Honda Rebel seat is one of the worst parts about this bike, and what fun is having a bike this cool if you can't take somebody on it with you? Today we're solving both of those problems by putting a new seat on the bike as well as passenger pegs.
Perfect.
Welcome back to Life of Birch. This is Birch, and that's right. Today we're making this bike able to ride with two people by throwing on a new two-person seat as well as the factory foot peg kit. First, we're going to put the new seat on since that's the easiest thing to do, and then we'll throw on the passenger pegs after that. Let's go grab the seat so you can check it out. All right, here we have it. As you can see, it is obviously nothing like the factory seat. This is just a one-person seat, and then you would normally just add the little piece back there for the second person. This is all-in-one, a two-person seat. I got it from Zeed Parts, which is one of the Thai websites, so it's not, the nicest quality seat ever, but it looks great and does the trick. So let's go ahead and throw that on. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is just remove this stock seat with the two bolts that are right here. So you just fold that back and you'll see both of them, and those are just 5mm Allen keys. And then once the stock seat is off, you just remove this right here with a 6mm Allen key, and that's going to be where the new seat attaches. Now, one thing I'll point out about the seat that I got, which may not even be a big concern to everybody else, is that you can see the tab that slides in right there is actually metal, and I didn't want it sliding under that and scratching any of the paint on the frame or anything, so I actually took some Flex Seal tape and just put that right on top to kind of protect the paint. Other than that, we're good to go to just slide this bad boy on and see what it looks like. All right, so that little lip just slides right under here like I was saying. Goes into place, and you can see on this particular seat the fit isn't super great. There's the gap right there, so you just gotta push down to get that to line up, and then we'll just be using the longer bolt and washer that comes with the passenger seat to attach that right there. And there we have it. It is looking good. I am so stoked on this. It was a little bit difficult to get this threaded in, and honestly I thought that I was cross-threading it for a second, but it's just because of the thread lock that is on the bolt that comes with the passenger seat kit. Obviously you don't want this jiggling out from the rumbling of the bike and then your seat falling off and you and the passenger falling off along with it. But yeah, I am loving this seat. I only spent $175 on it. It took almost a month to come in, and when it came in it had a couple small tears just like right here, I guess from shipping, and the company ended up refunding me $50, and then I just got some vinyl glue to fill that in so it didn't tear anymore, and you can't even tell unless you're looking for it. So $125 all in on this seat. Might not be the most comfortable thing ever, but is definitely going to be more comfortable than the stock seat, and I'm stoked. All right, so the seat is on, nice and easy, just like I said. Now let's head inside, check out what comes with the passenger pegs and passenger seat kit, get that all put together, and then we'll head back out to get it thrown on. All right, and this is everything that comes with the passenger peg and seat kit. You obviously have the rear seat right here. You have a longer bolt and washer here to attach the seat at the rear of the bike. You have another longer bolt, washer, and collar right here to attach the seat at the front of the bike. Then you have the left-hand side passenger peg bracket. The right-hand side is going to use the exhaust bracket that is already on the bike. You have the two bolts right here that are going to hold the bracket on. You have these two parts right here which are going to hold the passenger peg onto the stock exhaust bracket. And then you have, for each side of the bike, a foot peg, and it's going to say on the back of it, you'll see an R right there, so this is for the right hand side. The other one is marked with an L for the left. Then each side is going to have one of these pins, one of these washers, and one of these plates, as well as one of the pins to hold this in. Each side will also have a little ball bearing right here, one of these springs, and then the right hand side will use this little pin to hold this in place. As you can see, it's obviously a lot of little parts, which is why I wanted to do this inside so that you don't lose any of these in the grass or, on the asphalt or whatever. So let's start getting the first side put together, and we'll start with the right-hand side of the bike. All right, so I took out the spring and the steel ball for the right-hand side, but I put the ones for the left-hand side back in this bag just so they don't roll away, because obviously you don't want to lose them. There aren't extras, and I'm not sure what the easiest way would even be to replace those. And then this little pin you'll use for the right-hand side, but that isn't used until we attach this to the exhaust bracket, so I have that in there for safekeeping until we go back outside to attach this. All right, now before everything goes together, it's important to make sure that we've greased up any of the surfaces that are going to have friction. So we put some white lithium grease on the bottom and the top of the foot peg, on this pin, on the top of the plate right here, as well as around the spring. So first you just want to take these two pieces and slide them together like so. You'll know that it's facing the right way, because if you put it the wrong way, you'll see that it overhangs there a little bit, and that is not what you want. So you just want to make sure that it's facing that way. Next, you're going to take the foot peg and slide the spring right into that hole on the bottom. And then here's the kind of tricky part. You want to take the ball bearing and sit it right there in that hole. Line that up with the spring and kind of sandwich them together. And then you want to squeeze that together as much as you can and slide it into here, making this little tab go into that opening right there. Then once everything is lined up, you want to take this pin, push it right through, then put your washer on, and then take this pin and slide it right through. Once the pin is pushed through, you just want to get some pliers and go ahead and bend that back to secure it, and do that on each side. And that's it. Then we will move on to the left-hand side. The left-hand side is going to be the exact same, except you do not have to push this through on this one because it's not needed. All right, and that's a good example. This little ball just shot out that time, so it's a good idea to do this inside where you'll be able to find it. Let's try that again. And that side is done also, and you can see it'll click right up into place, click right back down. Now we're going to take all of this and go outside and install it. All right, so we're back out here with everything all nice and assembled. First thing we're going to put on is the right side passenger peg. Like I said, you're just going to use the bracket that was used for the stock exhaust, and it's just going to go right in there. You may have noticed that when I was talking about what came in the kit, I never said a nut for this, and that's because my set did not come with one, and I didn't realize it until after the fact, so I had to run to the store and just buy one of my own for 90 cents. They're supposed to be the self-locking kind with like the nylon in there, but we're just going to throw some Loctite on there. All right, so the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have this little push pin from the kit pushed into the hole on the right side mount, and then that's going to line up with that hole right there. Line those two up, press them together, and then tighten down the nut on the back side. And we are good to go. Now on the left side of the bike, you're going to remove this and this with a 6mm Allen key. These are just stock placeholders that you take out and then reuse these to install the bracket in its place. Oh my what the Oh Okay, easier said than done, but once they're broken loose, they come out easily. Alright, so then you just line this up with those holes and use these bolts to put it back in. And we use some Loctite on these also, since these were tightened down by Thor him freaking self, so it kind of seems important that they stay in there. And just like that, this side is on now as well. Give it a little flick to test out the locking feature, and we're good to go. And there we have it. Less than 30 minutes later, we have the new seat and passenger pegs on, ready to ride with a passenger, and we can say goodbye to this trashy stock seat. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to stay tuned, because now that we have these parts on, we're going to be filming another video where we put my wife on the back and go for a ride and see how this little 500 actually does with somebody on it. And in the meantime, make sure to check out all my other videos with my old Rebel 300, my VFR 750, my mountain bike. We got all sorts of stuff. And make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on future videos, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.